What's up, guys? It's Chase from Chase's Workshop, and in this video what I'm going to do is I've actually had some time to actually do something for myself. So I've been working on this guitar neck. I built this probably last week. I've had this wood forever, and I just decided, hey, I'm going to try to do something for myself here. There's a million videos of people building guitar necks on YouTube, so I figured I would just make one and then kind of go over some processes that I do to make them. Now, like I said, I've taken pictures of this. I might share some of those on my YouTube page. I might make a little video of it or whatever. But like I said, there's a million videos of people making guitar necks, so it's kind of pointless to, and they probably do a lot better job than I do of making guitar necks. But one thing I wanted to share with you is how I made these inlay dots. If I'm not mistaken, Fender, when they first started making guitar necks, they used clay dots, and they used one of the vintage colors was this pink color. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but that's pink. This is white right here. So you can kind of see the difference in the color, but it is kind of got a pink tone to it. It's actually called pale pink is the actual color of it. And I bought this stuff on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description where you can buy some if you want to. But this was about $9 for each of these packs. So this pack was $9, this pack was $9. So it's not very cheap to get the clay, but you can make a bunch of dots out of this thing. And like I said, you can buy these dots on StewMac or wherever you want to, but one of the problems you're always going to have with that is that finding the right drill bit to drill these guys out to the right size of the dots that you bought. A lot of times they'll say they're 1/4 inch, but they might be a little bigger, they might be a little smaller, and by the time you drill them out and everything else, you might have to backfill some of these spots. So one way to get around that is to make your own dots. Now the way I made this was I bought this piece of aluminum from Lowe's. I bought a big stick of it. I can't remember the exact price of it. I bought it a long time ago. I've had this piece of aluminum forever. But anyways, what I did was I took this piece, and it's 2 inches by just a little bit over 4 inches, and it's 1/8 inch thick. And you can get thicker aluminum if you wanted to, if you wanted to get 1/4 inch, whatever you wanted to do. But the 1/8 inch is about right for these dots. Now what I did was I just took my calipers and I marked out this piece of aluminum and spaced these guys out to where they looked good. Now you could just drill them out if you want to. You don't have to make it as pretty as this or whatever. But then I did the same thing for the side inlay dots. So this is for the big dots, and this is for the side inlays, these guys right here. Now what I did on the big dots was I take a centering bit. Once I get my mark of where I want them, I punch it, and then I take a centering bit, this guy here, to start the hole, and then I use a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill them out. Now the good thing about that is that once you use that 1/4 inch bit to drill these out, you use the same bit to drill your inlay dots on your neck. So when you pull these out, you'll have a perfectly fit dot for your hole. As you can see there, I have no backfill or nothing. That's just where I drilled the hole, and then I just put the dots in. And then for the side inlay dots, I kind of did the same thing, but I didn't use a centering bit. I just basically punched it with the punch here, and then I took an 1/8 inch bit and I drilled them out. Now once you do that, I've got a little bowl here that I just keep all the stuff in, so I know that bit fits those. And you can make any sizes you want. You can do anything. You can even take and make inlays. You could do, you find somebody with a CNC machine, they can make you a design or whatever you want. You can take this clay, put it in there and bake it, and it will make an inlay. So like I said, I've made pink. I'm going to make the white today just to try it out and show you how to do this. Very easy to do. The most important thing of this process is to keep the area clean, because if you have any dirt or anything on your fingers or on your work area, you're going to get it in this stuff, and it's not going to come out good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take this stuff here. I'm going to cut it, open this up, and I'm just going to take a little piece of it. Not a lot of it. Probably about, yeah, that much. See, I've already got crap in it, because I got that from somewhere. Dadgummit. So let me change this glove out. I see where I got it from. Look at my scissors. Okay. So I'm back. So what I do is, if I get that crap in there, let's just cut it out. That right there will ruin your inlay dots. So now I'm pretty much back to where I was a while ago. Hands are clean. So I'm just going to kind of ball this stuff up. I guess they call this meeting it, maybe. I'm not sure. The best thing I found to do is just to make a strip of it, or a roll, I guess. Kind of like you used to make a snake when you were a kid with Play-Doh. I'm just going to take my knife here, just cut me some pieces, and just stick them in the holes. And just make sure that you go all the way to the bottom of your hole, and you leave enough out to the top. As you can tell here, you only need 10 dots for a standard telly neck, maybe 11 if you're going to a 24 fret. But I went ahead and made 12. That way if one comes out bad, I don't have to make a whole new batch. And you can make as many as you want. You could probably, it might be even better to do 14. You don't have to have them sticking out that as far as I do here. Actually, I'm going to cut some of these back just so I can save some material. And as soft as this stuff is new, you can probably press this in with your finger. This old stuff that I had, because it's been sitting out for a long time, it got really hard on me. And there might be a way to soften it back up, but ended up using my arbor press to press this hard clay into that. This is a lot harder than this one. I'm just going to try to do it with my finger here. See how it does. See how it turns out. Stuff's really soft compared to the other one. All I'm doing there is you can, once you kind of squeeze it in there, roll it back up onto top of itself, press again, and all we're wanting to do is just get that clay in that circle completely. Making sure we get it down in that hole good. Alright, so let's look at the back side. As you can see, we got one there that's got a little bit of a spot. So I'm going to take it and just kind of squeeze them together. Basically just keep doing this until you think that they're good. And there we go. Now I'm going to take my X-Acto knife, take anything you want to, and I'm just going to cut what we got here left off. Those look pretty good. I'm going to try to take a little bit of this and press it from the back side. So all I'm doing now is I'm just kind of pressing from both sides to kind of, if there's any gaps. A lot of times when you cut this stuff, this stuff's so soft that when you cut it, you pull some of your material away from that edge, and you want to get it back on that edge. So I'm basically just pressing in the middle there. One thing you don't want to do is have any material hanging over these edges, because if you do, once you bake this stuff, it hardens, and when you go to press these guys out of here, if you got any material over the top like that, you can break it when you try to press it out. Okay, so now I've got that, and to do these small ones, you just do the exact same thing. I'm not going to show on camera me doing those, but do the exact same thing. It's a little bit more tedious trying to get the material in there, but it's just the exact same process. So now what I'm going to do is, now that I got these guys filled, I've got a little oven down here that I use, and I'm going to put this guy in there at 230 degrees for about 30 minutes, and it says on the back of the packaging somewhere, there's about 10 different languages in here. It says do not heat over 265 degrees Fahrenheit. Like I said, the last time I did this, I did it about 230. So you could put it at 250, whatever you wanted to do. But you want to put it in for about 30 minutes. So I'll be back in just a minute. Alright, so I baked it for 30 minutes. Here we are. Now you want this thing to cool all the way down to before you start pressing these things out of here. This thing, it does say that they're not fully hardened until they reach back to room temperature. And if you can hold on to it, I'm going to say it's at room temperature. Now when I cool this guy down, I usually just set it on this block, and this thing cools it down a lot faster than just trying to set it out somewhere and let it cool down. But now here comes the fun part. That's getting these guys out. When I say fun, I mean not hard. I'm just saying that it's probably very satisfying. But I just take a little punch and just push them out. And there you go. You've got white dots. Then you can take a little piece of sandpaper. See how the top of that one's kind of a little dirty? Just take this piece of sandpaper. Just rough it up. And by the time once you put these in your neck and you radius your fretboard, you're going to sand that off. But there's your final dot there. What I want to do now is I want to show you about putting them in here. What I normally do is when I'm marking out my centers, I'll do the exact same process I did with making this guy here. Say I want to put my dot right there. I'll take it, press down on it with a little punch, get me a hole started. I'll take my centering bit and I'll center that out, and then I'll take the same drill bit that I used to make my hole. Now one problem with this is normally in order to drill in aluminum you need a metal bit, and in wood you need a wood bit. So using a centering bit to get this started in this hole before you use your metal bit to drill it makes it a lot easier. So what I'm going to do is I got it centered here. I'm going to take over my drill press. I'm going to drill this out. I'm going to bring it over here and show it to you. And I'm going to drill it out with this guy. I'll show you. There's where I used the centering bit, and I went in, roughly that deep. You ain't got to go in very deep. And now all that does is give my metal cutting drill bit a holder right in. So now I'll drill that out. Okay, so I used my bit to drill that hole. Now you want to set your depth stop about, a little shy of 1/8 of an inch. You could go all the way to 1/8 of an inch if you wanted to. But now your dot should fit in that hole. And then all I do is get some super glue, put you a bead inside of there. I like to put some on the actual part too. If you glue your fingers together, you're doing it right. And press it in there. Take a rag or something and wipe off the excess glue. And there you go, you've got an inlay ready to be sanded in about 10 or 15 minutes. So now you can kind of see the difference in the white and the pink. There's the pink dot. There's the white. So what I'll do is I'm going to sand this guy down right quick. And this clay sands very, very easily. Take some 600 grit. You can go a little bit. You don't have to go that fine, but that's really all I have close by. And there you go. Got a white inlay, perfectly fit. Now if you have any issues, see this little bit of dust I got right here? This stuff is perfect for filling in a void or something. Say you get a chip out or something like that. You can take this stuff with a little bit of super glue, put it in here, and it will fill it in perfectly and make it look good. So there's the white dot, and there's the pink dot. I just like the way the pink looks. It looks it's subtle, I guess. And I think it looks really good with the rosewood fretboard. You can see the difference in the colors. And once you get this guy polished up too, like I said, I just went up to 600 there and cleaned it up. So it's got a little pink in it right now from the actual rosewood. But once you clean it up real good, it'll be nice and white. Now, the really neat thing about this stuff here is that it comes in a million different colors. So you can do green, you got black, you got white, this pink. There's, I mean, just all kinds of colors. Like I said, I'll put a link in the description where you can find this stuff. I buy it on Amazon. And then if you click on my link and you buy it through Amazon, I will get a little commission off of it, and I would really appreciate it. But that's this stuff here. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I'm just going to do a little quick video on how I do the inlays. And, you know, like I said, sorry I hadn't seen you guys in a while. But I've been busy with kids, work, and bee bender kits. So, guys, if you have any questions or comments down below, if you liked the video, give me a like. If you liked it, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys.